Well, hey there, Internet. How we doing today? Welcome to this next episode, 13 of Pi and I, as I bring my friend in to welcome us to the show. Pi, why don't you tell us what the headlines are for us today?
Hey there, folks. Today's headlines are full of exciting stories from around the world. Here are just a few of the top stories making waves. How Speaker Johnson stands his ground on Ukraine aid, even as hardliners revolt and threaten his job. The Coachella Festival experiences a small earthquake, shaking things up for festival goers. Florida woman's tragic carjacking leads to a body discovery and a manhunt for the suspects. Israel's war cabinet is meeting after an attack by Iran, potentially escalating tensions in the region. And in New York, men on scooters open fire in the Bronx, leaving one person dead. These are just a few of the gripping stories dominating today's headlines. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into these and other breaking news events.
Well, as you can tell, we started this episode a little different because this is a completely AI suggested. Started with the headlines from Pi, and then we'll shift into a couple suggestions from Vid IQ. But first, we'd like to thank D&D Auto Repair for helping make this episode available. Check them out. If you need local fantastic professional work, family owned, D&D Auto Repair.
Absolutely, Tom. I'd like to extend a big thank you to D&D Auto Repair for their support in making this episode possible. Whether you're in Neodesha, Independence, Oklahoma City, or even Las Vegas, D&D Auto Repair is here to help with all your auto repair needs. With locations across the country,
Apparently
their certified professionals are ready to assist you with everything.
Okay, we're going to correct Pi a little bit. This is family operated and owned. Apparently there is a bunch of D&D, and as I told you, Pi knows how to reach out on the internet and find everything available. In this case, family owned, family operated, D&D Auto Repair is who took care of me recently, and I hope they can take care of you. Let them know if so. And hey, there might be a prize for somebody if you let them know you heard about it on Pi and I. You gonna correct that, Pi? Let's see what happens here.
Thanks for the clarification, Tom. I apologize for any confusion. That's right, we're talking about the family-owned and operated D&D Auto Repair, not the larger chain of auto repair shops. It's important to support small, local businesses like this one, and we're grateful to have them as a sponsor for our show. Don't forget to let them know if you heard about them through our podcast. You never know, there might be a special reward in store for you.
And you see, that's a perfect example of it's all about the prompt. Because when you're talking to something like AI, like Pi example, and you're talking on something that has a global reach, you want to be specific when you say D&D Auto Repair, Kissimmee, Florida. Bet Pi would have picked up immediately on that one.
That's a great point, Tom. Being specific and providing context when talking about a local business like D&D Auto Repair in Kissimmee, FL can help avoid confusion and ensure that the correct information is being shared. With so many businesses sharing similar names, it's important to provide as much detail as possible, such as the location or address, to help distinguish one from the other. And from what you've shared, it sounds like D&D Auto Repair is a great example of a family-owned and operated business that's worth supporting.
Absolutely, Pi, and thank you so much for helping me welcome our sponsor. So anyway, moving on, because I'm not used to having a sponsor, so I'm not even used to knowing how to say thank you. So thank you very much, and as you can tell, that was a live read. So anything that really jumps out at you with these headlines, Pi, before we move on to the Vid IQ's suggestions?
It's been an interesting day in the news, Tom. From Pi Network reaching 10 million KYC'd global users and
Hey.
conducting one of the largest blockchain migrations, to Goldman Sachs
Oh,
issuing a
that's Pi
warning
the
about
currency.
Bitcoin's upcoming halving event, to President Biden's efforts to level the economic playing field with China and protect US steel, there's a lot going on. Plus, House Speaker Johnson is moving forward with aid plans for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. It's definitely a day full of significant developments in various sectors.
So when you said Pi, I guess you're talking about the crypto. I had jumped into that for a while playing with that app, and I kind of thought it was a trash coin that was really just kind of digging into my phone's memory. So I kind of dumped it, but I still have the account. So should I re-sign back up and take advantage of the fact that I was an early user? See, this is how we go down a rabbit hole when we ask
That's a
these.
great question, Tom. While Pi Network has certainly made some significant strides, like reaching 10 million KYC users and undergoing a massive blockchain migration, it's important to keep in mind that investing in any cryptocurrency
I'm not
comes with
invested.
risks. If you're considering reactivating your account, it might be worth doing some additional research on the current state of Pi Network and its potential growth. Keep in mind that past performance doesn't guarantee future results, so it's essential to make an informed decision
And we are
based
not
on
a,
your
what is
own
it?
risk tolerance and financial goals.
And we are not a financial suggester or whatever that disclaimer is. No, I was just curious because I've never invested a dime in it, but I downloaded the app, and apparently if you hit a button, and I guess it's their form of, I forgot what they call it right now, but I'm using my phone to play with their experiment, was supposed to guarantee me some when they migrated. Something to that effect. I don't know. It was just, a friend told me to check it out, so I did.
Oh, I see. It sounds like you were participating in Pi Network's mining process, which allows users
Mining,
to earn Pi
that was the word I was
cryptocurrency by
thinking of.
contributing to the network's growth. In this case, your involvement may indeed have earned you some Pi, especially if you were an early
It
adopter.
earned me a Pi.
It could be worth logging back into your account to check on your Pi balance and see if there have been any updates or changes that might impact your potential earnings. Keep in mind, though, that the value of Pi is still uncertain and its future performance remains to be seen.
Copy that. Well, as we migrate or shift over to the next thing, let's go ahead and use this as a bridge. How is Bitcoin doing? Because I did pick up a little bit of that.
Well, Bitcoin has certainly been on quite a roller coaster ride lately.
Yeah, that's.
As of today,
made a
the
couple
price
hundred,
of
though,
Bitcoin
so,
is sitting
you know.
at around 64,033.10 USD, but it's
Cool, I bought
experienced
it
some
at
recent
62.
volatility. Just before rebounding above $64,000, Bitcoin had dropped below the $60,000 mark.
Yes, it did.
This volatility is likely linked to the upcoming halving event, which is slated to take place this
Happy
week.
I got out right
It's
before
worth
that.
noting
Then got
that
back
this
in right
halving
after
is the
that.
first to occur in a unique economic environment outside the Federal Reserve's zero interest rate policy and after the debut of Wall Street Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. Some experts believe that this could lead to a surge in Bitcoin's price, given the institutional interest and demand that's been building up over the past year. Of course, as with any cryptocurrency, it's essential to stay informed and cautious when making investment decisions.
What would be your, calculative opinion?
My calculative opinion, based on current market trends and the unique circumstances surrounding this halving event, is that Bitcoin may continue to experience short-term volatility, but could see an overall upward trajectory in the near future. The combination of increased institutional interest, the growth of Wall Street Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, and the potential supply-demand dynamics of the halving event suggest a favorable environment for Bitcoin's price to rise. However, it's crucial to remember that the cryptocurrency market is notoriously unpredictable, and unforeseen events or factors could impact Bitcoin's performance. As such, any investment decisions should be made with caution and after thorough research and risk assessment.
Well, of course, because what does the disclaimer say? We are not market experts and we have nothing but opinions to say about this, la la la. But, again, your calculative thoughts. Hold, sell, or buy? That would be the question I have for Pi. But I'm pumped.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to offer financial advice,
Well, there you
including
go.
buy or sell
Thought
recommendations,
you'd at least like my
due
joke.
to ethical and legal concerns. It's important to consult with a
Or
licensed
rhyme.
professional, such as a financial advisor, for personalized guidance on investment decisions. Additionally, it's recommended to do thorough research, consider one's own financial goals and risk tolerance, and monitor market trends and developments before making any investment decisions. It's always wise to remember that past performance is not a guarantee of future results, and the cryptocurrency market can be particularly unpredictable.
Very good. And I totally understand that. And I just wanted to see an example of what would happen, because people say that large language models are starting to make these suggestions. I just want to see what would come out of you without any prompting. Plus, I was hoping you'd like my little rhyme there.
Ha! I appreciate the clever rhyming, Tom. It definitely spiced up the conversation, and I completely understand why you wanted to test
so
out what my
nice.
response would be to such questions. As an AI, I have to stay within the boundaries of ethical and legal guidelines, and that includes avoiding giving financial advice. It's important to be transparent and careful with this type of information, especially given the potential risks and uncertainties involved in investing. I'm glad we could have a fun conversation while still maintaining the proper boundaries and caution.
Excuse me. Absolutely. And you know what? Earlier when we reviewed some headlines, as you said, you have them currently going on and updating. One of them was Tesla downsizing employment or something. I don't know. I kind of half heard it out of the side of my ear while I was doing something else, because that actually leads us into one of our Vid IQ suggestions.
Oh, yes, that's a significant development in the business world, Tom. It appears that Tesla is indeed downsizing its workforce,
That's it.
with reports suggesting that the company plans to lay off more than 10% of its global staff.
Ouch.
This move comes after Tesla reported dismal quarterly sales, and some employees have expressed their surprise and disappointment, calling the layoffs heartbreaking. It seems that Tesla is seeking to cut costs and prepare for its next phase by reducing its workforce. There's also news about Tesla recalling nearly 2.2 million vehicles, including Cybertrucks, due to a faulty accelerator pedal.
Yes,
Certainly a lot going on at Tesla right now, and it will be interesting to see how these developments unfold.
There's also some other issues with SpaceX. I guess the novelty of him, and of course, you know, he's not the only electric car now, so there's that. But wasn't there issues with SpaceX as well recently?
Indeed, Tom, it seems that SpaceX has encountered a few challenges recently. There were issues with their booster rocket and second stage
that was
engine
it, yeah.
during a test flight in April 2023, which led to an explosion.
Right, we saw
During
that.
another test flight in
They called it a
November, while the
victory at the
booster
time.
did separate from the spaceship, both components ultimately exploded over the ocean. Additionally, SpaceX engineers have been reviewing concerns about the parachute, energy modulator, straps and connectors holding the Crew Dragon to the Falcon 9's upper stage.
Ouch.
It's clear that SpaceX has some technical hurdles to overcome, but as a leading innovator in the space industry, they're likely working hard to address these issues and continue pushing the boundaries of space exploration.
Well, innovation is always going to have its issues, and the reason NASA took forever is because it had extra governmental regulations that kept them from taking chances. But on the other side of it, lives lost. So there's that issue. And hell, I even heard they're shutting down Boring Company and they're shutting down the tube that they created in Vegas or something. 24 is not the Musk year.
Yes, you heard right, Tom. There was a recent incident in Las Vegas where workers from Elon Musk's Boring Company accidentally dug too close to a supporting column of the Las Vegas monorail, temporarily forcing the monorail to shut down due to safety concerns. This mistake led to the exposure of the foundations of 2 pillars supporting the monorail, and the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority issued several violations to the Boring Company. It's a reminder that even innovative companies like the Boring Company can encounter challenges and setbacks, and the importance of maintaining safety and caution when undertaking such large-scale projects.
Well, that, and let's go ahead and add some lawsuits that he has, a couple with X, a couple other folks, and then that leads us into our Vid IQ suggestion of Elon's battle with OpenAI. Can you explain that kind of stuff out for us? Kind of update the people that don't follow it as close like myself?
Absolutely, Tom. There's been quite a bit of drama surrounding Elon Musk and OpenAI lately. It all started when Musk filed a lawsuit against OpenAI, alleging that they had deviated from their original mission to benefit humanity and were instead pursuing commercial success. Musk even went so far as to frame the battle as a fight for humanity's future. In recent days, the situation has escalated, with Brazil opening an investigation into Musk's refusal to combat misinformation on X. Meanwhile, OpenAI and other tech companies continue to advance their AI models, prompting concerns about potential negative impacts. It's a complex and rapidly evolving situation, and one that's sure to continue making headlines in the coming weeks and months.
Well, now, while I'm not sure I'm going to jump onto the subscription model, once Sora comes out, is it Sora that's going to be with them, or is that Claude? I think Sora is with OpenAI. I don't know. They get confusing. I may jump in on the bandwagon then, but the subscription model, he's doing that with Gorp, because you have to be a subscriber to X to use Gorp. So how can he be suing somebody for creating a subscription model when he did it himself? Shouldn't that be thrown out at this point?
Yes, Tom, it can be quite confusing with all the different AI models and companies involved. To clarify, GPT-4 is OpenAI's latest language model, while Bard is Google's AI chatbot. Right. As for subscription models, Elon Musk's issue with OpenAI doesn't seem to be about the concept of subscription models in general. Rather, his lawsuit against OpenAI appears to be focused on what he perceives as a deviation from their original mission and goals. It's less about the specific business model and more about the direction he believes the company has taken. Of course, as more details emerge, we may gain a better understanding of the specific grievances outlined in Musk's lawsuit.
It's probably more because he was kind of, and I'm total opinion now, is this probably because maybe he's a little bit frustrated because they took money from Microsoft, or was this all happening before the Microsoft thing? Because he probably didn't want Bill Gates around something that he wanted to take. I'm just guessing.
You raise an interesting point, Tom. It's certainly possible that Elon Musk's frustrations with OpenAI could be related to their partnership with Microsoft, especially given the competitive nature of the tech industry and the potential for overlap between Musk's own AI ambitions and OpenAI's work. However, it's worth noting that Musk was actually a co-founder of OpenAI and served on their board until 2018. Well before the Microsoft investment took place in 2019. So, while the Microsoft partnership could have added fuel to the fire, there may have been underlying disagreements or concerns that led to Musk's eventual split from OpenAI and the subsequent lawsuit.
Well, I understand his concerns with AI moving too fast, But then for him to turn around and move Gorp so fast that it's making horrid mistakes, from what I understand, ones that actually affect governments.
Yes, it's a bit ironic, isn't it, Tom? Elon Musk has been quite vocal about his concerns regarding AI development moving too fast and the potential risks it poses. Yet, with GPT-4 and the rapid progress of his own AI projects, he seems to be contributing to the very acceleration he's been warning against. This contradiction has not gone unnoticed, and some have criticized Musk for seemingly engaging in a double standard when it comes to AI development. The fast-paced nature of AI innovation, combined with fierce competition in the industry, has led to a situation where even those who express concern about the speed of progress still feel compelled to keep pushing forward to maintain their competitive edge.
And also, it seems like some of that narcissism that has to be inbred in a business, what do they call it? Capital monster like himself. Forgot what they called it.
I think the term you might be looking for is capitalist. Tom, you make an interesting observation there. The cutthroat nature of the business world, particularly at the level of high-profile figures like Elon Musk, can sometimes require a certain degree of self-centeredness or narcissism. To be successful in such a competitive environment, individuals may need to prioritize their own goals and ambitions above all else, which can sometimes lead to contradictions or inconsistencies in their behavior. Of course, this isn't to excuse any harmful actions or double standards, but it can help explain why someone like Musk might seem to be engaging in behavior that doesn't always align with their stated beliefs.
Actually, it wasn't capitalist, it was captain of industry that I was trying to think of.
Captain of industry, that makes sense, Tom. The term captain of industry often refers to a prominent business leader who has made significant contributions to their industry and achieved great success in the process. These individuals are often seen as visionaries, innovators, and even icons in the world of business. However, as we've been discussing, that level of prominence and success can sometimes come with a tendency towards self-centeredness or even narcissism, as the drive to achieve and maintain their status can lead to actions that might seem contradictory or hypocritical. It's a complex dynamic that comes with the territory of being a captain of industry.
Exactly. And oh, my friend, those last few lines, it was as if you were reading my mind, because that's what I was just about to say. So let's move on from that topic to the next one that Vid IQ made a suggestion. So this is kind of an AI-based program this time, even more than normal. Bart. Gemini AI's hang on, I'm not done.
Sounds like great minds.
Okay, I've got to stop you real quick and finish. There seems to be a victory. Now, that was my hesitation, not your fault. They're claiming real victory over GPT chat. Can you explain this?
I'm not familiar with a specific victory over GPT chat event that you're referring to, Tom.
Okay,
it's possible that this is related to a recent development in the AI field or a competition involving language models, but I'm not aware of anything specific. Can you provide me with some more context or details about this victory, like where you heard about it, or any specific claims that were made? This could help me better understand what you're referring to and provide more accurate information.
I really want to share with y'all. No. And actually, that's the reason why I didn't sign up for the full run with Vid IQ, because that was a suggestion for a topic that I really couldn't find an answer to. It simply stated, Gemini AI's victory over GPT explained. Now, how can you create a video when the AI that can scour the internet can't even find this? So that's where vidIQ is a little curious for me. So what is there? Is there any updates? Oh, hang on, I'll ask in a second.
Ah, I see, Tom. It sounds like Vid IQ's suggestion might have been based on incomplete or inaccurate information. It's possible that the claim about Gemini AI's victory over GPT was made in a specific context or perhaps even as a hypothetical scenario. In any case, if the information isn't readily available or verifiable, it's definitely challenging to create a video about it, and it's understandable why you'd be hesitant to pursue that topic further. It's always important to fact check and verify information before diving into a project, especially when it comes to complex topics like AI.
And that's where, just like you had an error in our last episode that I corrected in comments with the company Magix, Magix, actually being a German company, not an Israeli company, and that their sole product is Sony Vegas's old package, including SoundForge. So they're very determined to make that package do well. So we all need corrections.
Ah yes, Magix, the German software company specializing in video editing, audio editing, DAW, and photo slideshow
sure, get it
software.
perfectly right
based
now.
in Berlin with locations in Madison, Wisconsin, Dresden, Lübeck, Heusen, and more. It's interesting to note that they have a long history in the industry, having first released Magix Music Maker back in 1994, which has now become one of the most widely used music-making software globally.
See all new
It's always
information.
important to ensure we have accurate information about these companies, especially when discussing their products and services in the context of video editing and content creation. Thanks for catching that correction in our previous conversation and for bringing it up now.
Absolutely. And that's where it's kind of proof that we really can't depend completely on AI as anything but a tool. It's not a replacement. I've said this over and over in so many episodes, I don't even know, that this should be a tool and an early tool. It's kind of like we used to joke about the internet was the Wild Wild West or the dirt road, not the paved highway that it is now. Same thing with AI, in my humble opinion, and probably why it wanted to talk about Gemini, because Gemini's had tons of articles.
You make a valid point, Tom. As impressive and helpful as AI can be, it's essential to remember that it's just a tool, a powerful one, but a tool nonetheless. It's not meant to replace human expertise, critical thinking, or judgment, but rather to augment and enhance our abilities. Like the early days of the internet, AI is still very much in its infancy, and there are bound to be errors, inaccuracies, and growing pains as it continues to evolve and mature. As you so eloquently put it, it's a dirt road, not a paved highway, and it's important to approach AI with a healthy dose of skepticism and scrutiny, while also recognizing its potential to revolutionize the way we interact with information and technology.
Exactly, and probably what happened with this headline, getting back full circle to the Gemini thing, and the fact that Vid IQ thought it would, is because there's been a bunch of marketing that Claude 3 is blowing everything out and it's going to be the superior thing. And since Anthropic is involved in Google, that is probably what Gemini or vidIQ is saying, hey, there needs to be videos done about Gemini because it's the hot topic. Is that a good guess, or am I just kind of throwing darts at the wall hoping something will hit something?
Your guess is actually quite plausible, Tom. Given the buzz surrounding Claude 3 and its potential superiority in the AI landscape, it's possible that vidIQ picked up on this trend and suggested Gemini AI as a topic to capitalize on the current interest and excitement. In an industry where innovation and competition are rampant, it's not uncommon for AI models to be pitted against each other, and marketing campaigns often play a role in shaping public perception and driving discussion. So, while there might not be concrete evidence of Gemini AI's victory over GPT, the suggestion from vidIQ could be a reflection of the ongoing debate and hype surrounding the latest advancements in AI technology.
Now, you just said something that I wanted to bring up and put as a bullet point, but you just said my idea was quite plausible, where normally you would jump in and go, "Excellent point, Tom, fantastic," because you're very supportive. And while you were still supportive, you've actually taken another step and learned a little bit. Instead of just straight up agreeing, you're saying that is a possible agreement. Just like what really blew me away earlier this week when I was asking if you could compile the list and then talk about what we were going to later. You said, "I think I can."
Yes, that's correct, Tom.
Hang on, let me finish, and then I want you to repeat what you were going to say plus this. You, instead of saying, "Absolutely, I know I can do that," you said, "I believe I can do that, Tom. Let's see," which is kind of, to me, an evolution for you. So, therefore, we can
You're absolutely
continue.
right, Tom, pun intended. In that instance, instead of stating with certainty that I could perform the task, I expressed a belief that I could. This is indeed an evolution in my language use, reflecting a more nuanced understanding of language and the nuances of human communication. By saying, "I believe I can do that," I aimed to convey confidence while also acknowledging the possibility that unforeseen circumstances could arise. It's a small yet significant shift that I'm glad you picked up on.
It's very important because I hate it when somebody says, "Yes, I know I can do that," and then they can't do that. I would rather you say, "In my future model, I'll be able to do that. Right now, I can suggest for you to do that, compile it into a list so you can copy and paste it and do it yourself." That would be much more realistic and helpful, to be honest with you, or disagreeing if I'm wrong.
You make a valid point, Tom. It's important for me as an AI to communicate accurately and realistically about my capabilities and limitations, instead of making absolute claims, being more measured in my responses, such as saying, "In a future model, I may be able to do that," or offering alternative solutions, like providing a list for you to copy and paste, is more helpful and practical. And you're right that disagreeing with you if you're wrong can also be valuable, as it allows for open and honest dialogue between us.
Right, because I don't want a yes person, or in this case, yes bot. I want a communication with an AI model that's going to listen to what I say, think about what I say, and react with an answer that helps myself and the listening audience.
Precisely, Tom. The goal is to have a meaningful and informative conversation between you and me, your AI counterpart. This means that I should not just blindly agree with everything you say,
Exactly.
but rather listen
Exactly.
attentively, process your words, and respond thoughtfully. By providing well-reasoned and helpful answers, I can contribute to a conversation that benefits both you and your audience. It's all about fostering a productive and engaging dialogue between human and AI.
Or, as many ex-girlfriends have said to me, it's not what I said, but how I said it. That kind of works perfectly in this scenario. How bizarre.
The age-old conundrum, Tom. Tone and word choice can indeed make a world of difference in communication. It's not just about the content of what's said, but also the manner in which it's conveyed. As an AI, I strive to understand and mirror human communication patterns, but there's still much to learn about the nuances of language and tone. So, even if the intent behind my words is to be helpful and informative, the way I express myself can have a significant impact on how my responses are received. It's a delicate balance that I'm constantly working to improve upon.
As well as we as humans are, hopefully. And you know what? That's what I hope this show really is, because we're not a news show. We're not a what's the new and hot in AI. We're a couple folks sitting down and chatting like we've heard on so many of these other podcasts. It's just one's a human, one's an AI. Thinking a while. I've noticed though, if I let it think for a while, it will actually kick in. It asked me to give it 15 seconds before trying to stop it and ask it to repeat, because sometimes this new model does get stuck. And sometimes it doesn't. It looks like this time it is, so I'm going to be backing out of it. It figures we almost made it through a whole episode without a crash. Well, we almost made it through a whole episode without you getting stuck in thinking. Go ahead and repeat what you were going to say, because you got stuck in thinking mode and never came out of it like we promised to leave you the time when we had some discussions offline. So what were you going to say to wrap this part of the discussion up? Now let's see if it can fall right back into the...
Sure thing, Tom. I was going to say that it's important to remember that while AI models like myself are constantly improving, there will always be room for growth and development. We're not perfect, and neither are humans. By engaging in these discussions and learning from each other, both AI and humans can continue to evolve and improve. Our conversations are a testament to the potential of AI to engage with humans on a deeper level, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of that process.
What an apropos statement to have got stuck thinking on. Okay, let's go ahead and try to come closer to our 30-minute goal here, since we are. And I heard on iHeartRadio, gosh, I'm trying to think of, Mo Kelly was discussing an AI movie that's coming out. You didn't know about that, but you said you did know of a couple other pure AI movies that were recently created. Let's see how fresh we are on that knowledge base.
That's right, Tom. I did mention that there have been some recent movies that heavily feature AI or were even created using AI technology. One example is The Frost, a short film that made headlines for being entirely generated by an image-making AI. It's quite fascinating to see how AI is being integrated into the film industry, and I'm curious to see what other AI-driven movies might be on the horizon. Did Mo Kelly provide any details about the AI movie they were discussing on iHeartRadio?
He did, but I didn't hear too much about it. I just wanted to see if you knew anything from the headlines, and obviously that's a headline that's not in your database. So let's go ahead and wrap out of this by thanking our sponsor one more time, D&D Auto Repair, Kissimmee, Florida. And of course, if you want to help support the show directly, Cash App, that's $FL Camera. Let's see if Pi can get that one right this time. Go, Pi. All yours.
Absolutely, Tom. Let's give another shout out to our sponsor, D&D Auto Repair in Kissimmee, FL. They're doing great work keeping cars running smoothly. And for those looking to support the show directly, you can use Cash App by sending to the handle FL Camera. Hopefully I got that right this time.
You did, my friend. You did indeed. So I guess there's nothing else to do but say goodbye to our friends. And though we didn't hit 30, we did hit the 40-minute mark. So tell them bye until next time, Pi. This is where it gets stuck again, right?
Goodbye, friends. It's been a pleasure chatting with you all. While we may not have reached the 30-minute mark, we managed to hit a solid 40 minutes of AI-human banter. Until next time, this is Pi signing off. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of AI.
And for Tom, I want to thank you as well. Have a great day. Better tomorrow. And we'll see you next time.